Hello, and thank you so much for joining me today. Today we will be doing a yoga vinyasa flow, and my name is Stephanie. I'm a Yoga 200 student, and I'm looking forward to this yoga practice with you today. We're going to begin in a cross-legged position on our mats. Please go ahead and sit in the most comfortable cross-legged position as you can for you. That might mean that you're placing your one of your feet closer to your sacrum and then the other foot out. If you're comfortable in a regular cross-legged position, that's great. You can also use a couple blocks to support your knees in this position. Another thing you could do is if you have a blanket or a towel, you can place it under your sit bones here, just so that you have a little bit of leverage. It will help your spine remain erect. All right, let's begin, shall we? All right, go ahead and take a nice deep breath in through your nostrils, filling your belly with air. And then release, allowing all of the air to be pushed out of your body using your abdominal muscles to press the air out. Let's do a couple more breaths like that. In through the nose, into the belly, filling up the chest last, and then release, pressing the air out of our bellies. Again, in through the nose, filling up the belly with air, up into the chest, and then release by activating those abdominal muscles and pressing the air out. All right, let's bring our hands to our in prayer position with our thumbs on our sternum. Our fingers are pressed together, our elbows out, and just briefly think of what you want to get out of this practice today. And give yourself thanks for being here. The hardest part sometimes is getting on the mat so that we can work together. Just give yourself a moment to be grateful for being here and to think of what outcome you want to enjoy upon completion of your practice today. All right, we're going to begin today's practice with Nadi Shodhana, which is alternate nostril breathing. What we're going to do is we're going to take our right hand, lower our index and our middle finger, and we're going to be using the thumb and the ring finger. Place your thumb on your right nostril, and when you do this, you're going to breathe in through your left nostril. Hold at the top, place your ring finger over your left nostril, and release the breath through the right nostril. You'll then breathe in through the right nostril, allowing the breath to be held shortly, and then place your thumb on the right nostril and then release the breath through the left nostril. This will be one round. We are going to do about 4 rounds together this morning. Okay, ready? In through the left nostril, close off that left nostril, out through the right nostril. In through the right nostril, close off the right nostril, release through the left nostril. In through the left nostril, close off that left nostril, release through the right nostril. In through the right nostril, close off that right nostril, release through the left nostril. In through the left nostril, close off that left nostril, release through the right nostril. In through the right nostril, close off the right nostril, release through that left nostril. In through the left nostril, close off the left nostril, release through the right nostril. In through the right nostril, close off the right nostril, release through the left nostril. Nadi Shodhana is a wonderful pranayama practice that I highly recommend if you're looking to lower your blood pressure, reduce stress, and kind of help to improve your brain and memory function. Let's start off our yoga practice with a seated spinal twist. Breathe in, bring your hands up to the sky. As you release, you're going to take your left hand, place it on your right knee. Take your right hand and place it behind you, and then look over that right shoulder. Inhale to lengthen your spine and sit up straighter. Exhale to twist into the pose and look over the shoulder. Let's do 2 or 3 breaths here at your own pace. On your next inhale, bring your hands up over your head. Take your right hand, place it on your left knee. Take your left hand, place it behind you, and inhale to straighten that spine. Exhale to twist and look over that left shoulder. Take a few breaths here. On your next inhale, bring your arms up overhead and then place them on either side. We're going to plant our right hand on the right side and bring our left hand up and over. Inhale. Make sure that your shoulder is dropped away from your ear, your elbows bent, and that your sits bones are firmly rooted on your mat. Bring your chest forward, look up at your left hand, and take a few breaths here. It's a good time to release any tension you might feel in your face. Double check that that shoulder is down and away from your ear. Release any tension out of your neck. Close your eyes if that feels good for you. On your next inhale, bring your arms up overhead. Plant that left hand to the side here. Bring your right hand over. Drop that shoulder away from your ear. Shine your chest forward and look up at your left hand. Do a few breaths here. On your next breath in, bring your hands up overhead and release. And take our feet and place them in front of us so that they're facing each other. Our knees are splayed out. Be sure that you're in a position where you're sitting nice and erect with your sits bones firmly rooted. Breathe in, and we're going to hinge at our hips, bringing our upper bodies forward as far as we can. Reaching as far as we can. This is a wonderful hip opening pose, stretching those hip flexors. Take several breaths here. On our next inhale, let's bring our hands up and overhead and release. We're going to go ahead and place our legs out wide. And we're going to take our right hand, place it on the inside of our foot. If we can't do that, our ankle or calf is completely fine as well. And just open your legs as wide as you can. As you can see, I don't have a great amount of flexibility here. And if you don't, that's completely okay. Go at your own pace. This isn't a competition. So we're going to place our hands on our right leg. And we're going to inhale to bring our arm up and overhead. And exhale to bring it down further into the stretch. Inhale, bring our arms up and over. Reach for that left calf or foot and reach over with your right hand. Exhale to go into a deeper stretch. Inhale to lengthen. Inhale, hands both overhead. And then we'll just do a wide-legged forward fold here. Bringing our hands up in front of us and dropping our head. And just do several breaths in this position. On our next inhale, go ahead and sit up. And we're going to get into a tabletop position. Let me move these guys out of the way. All right. In this position, we're going to make sure our foundation is nice and steady before we start balancing in this position. Our hands should have our fingers splayed out wide, and they should be planted about shoulder width apart with our wrists tracking directly under our shoulders. Same thing for our knees. Our knees should be about hip width apart, and the knees should be tracking directly below the hip. We're going to start with cat and cow. So inhale to bend the back, press the chest forward, and look up at the ceiling. Exhale to curve the back, tilt the pelvis forward, and look between your arms. Inhale, curve the back, open your chest, look up the ceiling. Exhale to bring the spine to the ceiling, tilt the pelvis forward, and bring the head between the arms. Go ahead and do 4 more of these at your own pace. On your next inhale, go ahead and return to neutral spine. We're now going to do the balancing table pose. First, on our next inhale, we're going to reach our right legs back, straight back behind us. Make sure that you're activating your core muscles here and that your toes are flexed towards the front of your mat. When you feel that you're in a good position and you're balanced well, and that your weight is primarily on your right arm as well as your left knee, then go ahead and reach forward with your left hand so that it's straight ahead of you with your shoulder, your ear. Oh my God, so sorry. It should be straight ahead of you with your arm straight and it's in line with your ear. You can drop your head so that you're looking at the floor. Stay here for a couple breaths. And now switch. Plant your hands, plant your knee, reach your left leg out, flex your foot, and reach out with your right arm. Same thing. Do a couple breaths here. And let's switch so that we do 4 more on both sides. At your own pace. Inhale to reach, exhale to drop the hands and the knee down. Inhale to reach, exhale to drop the hands and the knee down. 3 more. On your next exhale, return to neutral spine. And we're going to go ahead and do the thread the needle pose. You're going to take your left hand. As you inhale, you're going to reach up to the sky, and then you're going to exhale to thread it directly under your right arm so that you're resting on your shoulder. Sit here for a couple breaths. And then we'll do, on your next inhale, reach for the sky with that left hand. Exhale to place it directly under you, resting on your shoulder. Inhale, reach for the sky. Exhale to reach outwards and rest on your shoulder. Inhale, reach for the sky with your left hand. Exhale to thread it under that right arm and rest on your shoulder. 2 more times. Inhale, reach for the sky. Exhale to reach under that right arm and rest on your right shoulder. 1 more time. Inhale, reach for the sky. Exhale to rest on the right shoulder. On your next inhale, return to neutral spine, and we'll do it on the right side. Inhale, reach for the sky with your right arm. Exhale to thread that arm under the left arm and rest on your right shoulder. Inhale, reach for the sky. Exhale to thread the needle. Inhale, reach for the sky. Exhale to rest on your shoulder. Inhale, reach for the sky. Exhale to reach under your left arm. 2 more. Inhale, reach up. Exhale to reach under the left arm. Inhale, reach up. Exhale to reach under the left arm. On your next inhale, let's go ahead and return to a neutral spine. Before we begin our practice today, go ahead and tuck your toes under and lean back so that you're sitting up on your ankles here. We can go ahead and take a moment to honor our wrists by doing clockwise motions on both sides. So let's start with the right arm, right wrist, 1, 2, 3, 4, and left wrist, 1, 2, 3, 4. The other way, left wrist, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, we're going to begin in mountain pose at the front of our mats. I'm going to start with some sun salutations. Inhale, bring our arms up overhead. Reach and exhale to bring our hands to the floor in a forward fold. Inhale to halfway lift. Plant our hands. Jump, walk, or hop back into plank position. Exhale to chaturanga down. Inhale to upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale to lean back into downward dog. Inhale to jump forward. Bring our arms up overhead. Exhale to mountain pose. 3 more, just like that. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale to jump, walk, or hop back into plank position. Chaturanga down. Inhale to cobra. Exhale to downward facing dog. Inhale to jump, walk, or hop forward. Bring our arms up overhead. And exhale to mountain pose. 2 more. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale to plant our hands. Go into plank position. Chaturanga down. Inhale to upward facing dog. Exhale to downward facing dog. Inhale, jump, walk, or hop forward. And bring our hands up and overhead. 1 more. Hands up, inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale to plant our hands. Jump walker will hop back into plank position. Chaturanga down. Inhale to cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale to downward facing dog. Inhale, jump walker hop up. Reach for the sky and exhale to mountain pose. All right, we're going to take our left foot and we're going to step it back. And our left foot should be at a 45-degree angle facing the long side of our mat. Our right foot should be shoulder width apart from the left foot with the toes facing the front of the mat. Sweep our arms up and we're in warrior one. On our next exhale, we're going to turn that left foot out so that it's facing the long side of our mat now completely. And we're going to exhale, bringing our arms at either side, looking over our index and middle finger here. On our next exhale, bring our right arm up and overhead in a reverse warrior. And exhale to bring it back into warrior two. We're going to turn our feet so that they're both facing the front of our mat. We're going to extend our right knee and then cartwheel our arms down. You can plant them here, plant your hand here in front of the leg, or you can always use a block or a book to modify this pose into triangle. And we're going to hold this for a couple of breaths here. All right, move the block, bend the knee, inhale, and bring your arms out to the sides for warrior two. We're going to go ahead and move our foot, so our right foot so it's facing the corner of the mat, and our left foot should be facing the opposite corner. We're kind of like in a wide-legged sumo squat position here. We're going to inhale and we're going to actually squat here and bring our arms to either sides in some type of mudra. You can be touching the middle finger or the index finger, and that the elbows should be at a 90-degree angle. And then if you are comfortable and feel like you're in a good position, you feel very balanced, you can go ahead and lift your ankles up so that your weight is on the balls of your feet. And this is goddess pose. Take a few breaths here. Feel that inner goddess right now. On your next exhale, drop the feet, extend the legs, inhale, and release. We're going to take our right foot and point it so that it's facing the long edge of the mat, and our left foot is going to face the short edge on the other side. Inhale to bring your arms up and out, and do warrior two on the opposite side. On your next inhale, do reverse warrior. Exhale, warrior two again. Go ahead and extend that left leg. Take that block if you need it and place it on the inside of your left leg. And then cartwheel so that your right arm is reaching for the ceiling and you're looking up at that ceiling. Sorry. All right. On your next exhale, go ahead and bend your left knee and sweep your arms up. I'm going to turn that right foot to a 45-degree angle facing the left side of your mat, and sweep your arms up into Warrior One. All right. On your next inhale, go ahead and stand at mountain pose at the front of your mat, or the other side of your mat, I should say. And then inhale, bring your arms up and overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale to halfway lift. Exhale to plant our hands. Step, walk, or hop into plank. Chaturanga down. Inhale to cobra. Exhale to downward dog. Inhale to step, walk, or hop forward. Bring our arms up and overhead, and exhale into mountain pose. 3 more, just like that. Inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale to hinge at our hips, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale to step, walk, or hop back. Bring our bodies down in chaturanga. Inhale to upward facing dog. Exhale to turn our toes in, push back, and then go into a downward facing dog. Step, walk, or hop forward. Inhale, bring our arms up overhead. Exhale to mountain pose. Inhale, hands up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant our hands. Step, walk, or hop backwards. Chaturanga down. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Step, walk, or hop forward. Inhale, lift our hands up overhead. Exhale to mountain pose. 1 more. Inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale to hinge forward, forward fold. Inhale to halfway lift. Exhale to plant our hands, step, walk, or hop backwards. Chaturanga down. Inhale for cobra. Exhale for downward facing dog. Jump, walk, or hop to the front of the mat. Inhale, lift our hands up to the sky. Exhale to mountain pose. All right. Next thing we're going to do is go ahead and get into a tabletop position on the mat. I'm going to move. I'm going to take our right foot and plant it between our hands, and then sweep our hands up into a crescent lunge. We can bring our sacrum forward to just improve that stretch, that hip stretch on that left side. On our next exhale, we're going to take our hands and plant them so that the right hand is on the inside of the right foot. You can kind of position your foot so that it's pointing to the corner of your mat, the right corner of your mat. Now you're in lizard pose. If you feel comfortable in this pose, then you can just go ahead and sort of inch your left leg backwards to have a deeper stretch. If you're comfortable just like this, that is totally okay. If your knee hurts in this position because you're putting too much pressure on that back knee, you can roll up a blanket and place it under your knee. You can also take your mat and you can bring it so that you have a little extra cushion for your knee here. If this is comfortable for you and you feel like you're in a good position, you don't feel any pain, you can drop down to your elbows and really feel that stretch on the inner thigh of the right side. Remember, you're activating your abdominal wall in this position. You want to protect your back at all times. Give yourself a few breaths. On your next inhale, go ahead and bring your body back up, your upper body back up onto your hands. Take that right foot and you're going to place it behind the left hand and then rest the knee onto the mat behind the right hand. You can push your left leg back, and now you're in pigeon pose. And if you're comfortable in this pose, then you can drop down to your elbows again and rest your head on your hands. If this is not comfortable for you and you need a modification, please get yourself a block, a pillow, or a book, and you're going to place it under that right leg. The kind of where that part of your leg where the hamstring kind of meets the gluteus for the most support. And you can also remain upright. That is okay as well. You're going to rest here for a few breaths. On your next inhale, go ahead and plant your hands. Bring your upper body up. Remove the block if it's sitting there. Place it to the side and return to a tabletop position. We're going to do it all on the other side. Okay, we're going to take our left leg now, plant it between our hands. Inhale to sweep our hands up and overhead, and we can inch our front foot forward if we need to, so that we can bring our sacrum to the earth and deepen our stretch. Stay here for a couple breaths. On our next exhale, go ahead and tippy-toe our foot outwards so that it's pointing to the left corner of our mat. Bring your hands down to the mat and plant them so that your left hand is on the inside of that left foot. Scooch your right knee backwards if you need to deepen the stretch a little bit. And then if you feel comfortable in this pose, you can bring your upper body to rest on your elbows. On your next inhale, go ahead and plant your hands. Bring your upper body back up. Take that left foot and tuck it under your right hand. Bring your left knee to the earth behind your left hand. And make sure that you feel comfortable in this pose. Feel your body in this pose. The foot of the back leg of that right leg, you can choose to either tuck your toes under or lay your foot down on the back behind your extended behind your right arm. Whatever's more comfortable for you, and then you can take your block and place it directly under your left leg for additional support. Take a moment to make sure that you're comfortable and that you're not feeling any pain. And if you're comfortable, bring your upper body to your elbows, and then you can lower your head to the mat
so that your forehead is resting on the backs of your hands. Take several breaths in this position here. Okay, on your next inhale, press your upper body up. Flex the toes of your right leg and bring your right knee directly under your hip. And go ahead and return to a thunderbolt pose, or where you're sitting on your back feet. All right, good job so far. Let's go ahead and do a little bit more standing work. Remove the block and just fix your mat so you don't have any potential injuries. Feet are about hip width apart with both toes pointing towards the short edge of our mat. Breathe in to bring our arms up overhead. Exhale to sit back like we're sitting in a chair. Now in this position, we're going to have our knees so that they are pointing the same way. Our chest is forward, we're looking up, our quadriceps are active. Our abdominal muscles are engaged. Take several breaths in this position. On our next inhale, bring our hands up and overhead. Inhale again, bring our hands up. Exhale to fold forward. Inhale to halfway lift. Exhale to plant our hands, step back, and lower ourselves into chaturanga with our stomachs resting on the floor. We want to make sure we're comfortable here on the floor with our pelvis firmly rooted. We're going to reach our arms back and take our feet and press them backwards so that the tops of our feet are resting on the floor. Reach back with our arms to bring our chest up, and reach back with our legs, activating the quadriceps and the leg muscles and the calves, and reaching back into locust pose. Take several breaths here. On your next exhale, go ahead and release your muscles. Return to the floor here. Take a moment to breathe. Bend your knees so that your toes are pointing to the ceiling. Reach back with your left hand and grab that left ankle. Reach back with your right hand, grab that right ankle, and press back with your next exhale to lift your chest up and forward. So press back with your feet, with your ankles, to bring that chest up and forward, and look up at the ceiling. Your knees should be lifting but not splaying outwards. They should just be pointing back behind you. On your next exhale, release. Plant your hands, tuck your toes in, and push back into a child's pose. All right, press your legs back into downward dog and take a few breaths in this position. Try to bring your feet so that they're completely on the floor with the heels of your feet touching. If you need to press up more with your hands, do so. You feel a good stretch in those legs. On your next inhale, bring your right leg up into three-legged dog. Bend your right leg and step between your hands. Inhale to bring your hands up and overhead into high lunge. Stay here for a few breaths. On your next exhale, you're going to turn so that your feet are pointing toward the long edge of the mat. And you can walk your feet out on either side if you can. Inhale, bring your heads up overhead. Exhale to hinge at the hips. Bring your chest down to the floor and plant your hands between your feet into a wide leg forward fold. Do whatever is the most comfortable for your body here. Do not pressure yourself to do more than what is comfortable. Do several breaths in this position. On your next inhale, bring your hands, take your hands, place it on your waist and hinge up so that you are back in the upright position. Turn your left foot so it's facing the back of your mat here. Turn your right foot so that it's also facing the back of your mat. Sweep your arms up and overhead. Lift that back foot up off the ground so that your heel is up. And if you need to step back a little bit for a deeper lunge, do that. Make sure that your left knee is tracking above your left ankle here. Do a couple breaths here. On your next exhale, bring your hands to the floor. Step back into downward dog. Drop your knees. And if you want, you can place your knees on the outer edges of the mat here so that your feet are touching in the center and your knees are out further in a nice wide leg position. And then press back into a child's pose. And rest here for a few minutes. On your next inhale, lift your body up and go ahead and lie on your back. You might need a block for this next position, so bring a block close to you, just in case. And lie on your back with your knees bent for bridge pose. So, lying on your back with your knees bent, you're going to take your ankles and scooch them so that they are directly behind
your sit bones as close as possible anyway. Lift your pelvis up to the sky and make sure that your knees are tracking the same direction forward and that your feet are also hip width apart here. Scooch your shoulders so that you're turned in under your body and press your hips even higher. If you need a block to help to support, you can place a block under your sacrum for additional support in this position. If you're comfortable, you can clasp your hands underneath your body and just further that stretch so that you're more rested on your shoulders. Breathe. Active, and make sure that your quadriceps are active. Your knees should not be splayed out or in. They should just be pointed forward. On your next exhale, release your hands. Release your hips, return them to the floor here. Reach your legs out and return to a lying position. On our next pose, what we're going to do is happy baby. So go ahead and bend your legs again. Take your right arm and reach on the inside of your right knee for the outside of your right foot. Your left hand, you're going to do the same, reaching on the inside of your left knee, reaching to the outside of your left foot, bringing your feet above your head, and then you can just sort of stretch whatever is comfortable in this position. It feels yummy. Breathing the whole time, bringing ease in your body. Close or open your eyes. On our next exhale, go ahead and release. We're going to leave our right knee bent and clasp our fingers around that right knee, and you can bring that right knee into your chest and reach with your left foot, pointing the toes, activating the muscles here. And then on your next exhale, bring your forehead to that right knee. Exhale to release the right knee. Inhale to bring the left knee forward, keeping your fingers clasped over the left knee. Reaching with that right foot, pointing. And then exhale to bring your forehead to the left knee. On your next exhale, release the pose. And take your right knee, bend it, and then with your left hand, you're going to take that right knee and pull it over your left side body so that it rests on the other side. Now, if you can't get all the way over to the other side, it's not a big deal. It's just really important that you keep that right shoulder planted, and it shouldn't be coming up off the floor. Reach with the right shoulder, and if you need support, always feel free to use a block to support that left side body. And reach with your right hand and look over to your right hand. Feeling really yummy stretch. I also find it's useful to activate that left leg. Sorry about the background noise. Inhale to lay on your back. Your next inhale, go ahead and bring your left knee forward. Take it with the right hand, bring it over to the right side body so that it is as much as possible onto that right side. Again, you can use a block if you'd like that extra support. Reach with your right hand, with your left hand to the left side body, and look over to that left hand. Activate that right leg for a deeper stretch. On your next exhale, go ahead and release the pose and return to lying on your back. Your arms can be on either side of your body with your palms facing the ceiling, and your legs can be splayed out on either side of your, below you, with your feet splayed on either side. Release any muscles in your face, any tension in your neck, in your shoulders, in your arms, in your hands or your feet. Take a few slow, deep breaths into your belly. Close your eyes. While we're in Savasana right now, it can be useful to do a counting meditation. With every breath you take, make one count. Try to return your mind to your breath, paying attention to how the breath feels in your body as you inhale through the nostrils, feeling the air enter your nostrils and into the belly. Try to maintain your count of every breath, giving yourself a goal of 20 breaths. If you lose count, return to 1. your next inhale, turn to your right side so that you're laying in fetal position on the right side. Press with your left hand so that you're sitting up. And ease your way back into a cross-legged position on your mat. Bring your hands so that they're in prayer position in front of your body. Take a moment to say thank you to your body for what you were able to accomplish today on the mat. And thank you to yourself for coming, for investing in your self-care today. I thank you for being part of my yoga teacher training, and I thank you for the opportunity to serve. All right, let's close with 3 ohms. Breathe in through your nose. Thank you again for joining me today. I hope you have a wonderful and blessed day.